Go.
Hello, I'm Bad Valiant.
Hello, I'm Holy Sanctum.
Hey, I'm Summer Sunset, 2007.
So, Baz, if you want to start off and explain
Alright,
stuff.
so the goal of this game is to get to the final boss, the Mastermind. And to do that, there's a couple of requirements we need. And those are, we need the helmet invention, which we need, and the Super Smash invention, which we use to defeat the final boss. And then we also need the Springs invention to get up to the final boss and do some tricks and glitches. And that's only 3 out of like 7 or 8 different inventions that you normally need to beat the game. So we're cutting out a lot of stuff. And this run takes approximately 40 minutes, maybe 45 to 50 if you're just starting out. So yeah.
Or if you're me, it takes 3.5 hours.
Start off.
Alright, I'm just leaving the playground now.
The run pretty much starts off as us doing playground, and then we have to go into the manor to save Holly and get the map, which is the most useless thing in the game. We never use it. So
Yeah, okay, I just entered the manor. Pretty much the only reason why we have to go into the manor at all during this any percent game, or any percent category, is because we need to get the map from Holly, which is a trigger to allow the groundskeeper to appear and give us the shovel. Which we need the shovel in order to enter the sea level.
And we also use it as something that helps in Hedge 2 to do a secret early to get some snacks, which you need 850 of to get to the final boss.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And along the way, pretty much every like 5 to 10 minutes, you'll see us do something that's not intended by the game developers. Like about 7 minutes into the run, we do a thing to skip all of Skull Cliff and all of Hedge Maze. And then about 5 minutes after that, we do a skip called Galoshes skip, which will skip all the manor levels so we don't have to go defeat Black Knight. And then towards the end of the run, about 25 minutes in, we do a skip called Redbeard skip, which skips Redbeard, and it also skips the soap invention. And then right after that, we do probably the worst skip in the game, which is called Gringo skip, and you have to be really precise with it and use invisible walls to get up into lab without umbrella.
Yeah, Gringo skip can take you a few hours to learn, and even then it's still
To
really
be exact,
difficult.
it is 3 invisible walls in a row.
Yes, it's actually 3 invisible walls, the first 2 of which are always impossible to hit for some reason, and the third one just in the time.
And then you have to land the jump on the bat.
Yes.
And then you have to time it right and turn and jump.
Oh, and then you have to go through the electricity area, and if you die during that, you have to start
do
over.
the skip again. So, where are we right now in the run?
I just entered the area where Shaggy comes in with the pelican.
So, up to this point, the run's been pretty much what you'd expect from actual gameplay. As in, just run around, collect snacks to get up to a certain part. But pretty much that ends after we get the spring dimension, which pretty much allows us to get into Hedge Maze. But we'll come back to that when we get there.
Baz, do you want to explain the different versions of this game?
So there's
what we know
3
so
different
far.
versions of this game. There's one for the PlayStation 2, one for the GameCube, which can be played on a Wii, and one for the Xbox, which can be played on Xbox 360, but when you play it on Xbox 360, the game crashes on the final boss. So don't play it on Xbox 360. And some version differences are, right now, as we know, original Xbox is fastest for a category called All Tokens. because it can do a trick that gets into basement early. But Xbox loses some time in any percent to GC because it can't do a couple tricks we have to do fast enough, so it loses the time it gains on loading screens. And then PS2 was originally the fastest for all tokens until we found out that we can do basement early on Xbox. And
The problem with the Xbox though is it crashes on the final boss. And nobody's ever tested the original Xbox. So we don't know how the timing on that is. But it should still be faster than PlayStation 2.
yes. And also, PlayStation 2 and Xbox can't do a trick we used to do in any percent called plunger skip, which allows us to skip plungers, obviously.
Alright, I just want to explain something I just did. So what I did there was I jumped onto a barrel and then I jumped off into the water. And the reasoning for that, because I just got the springs, it's called death abuse, and we use it sometimes in this run. And it allows us to, when we die, we respawn in a certain place. And basically what that did is it took us back to the beginning of the level. Without having to walk all the way back there. We just died and it put us right back
Basically,
at the
it respawns you where you entered that level.
And while we're on this talk of like death abusing and board thing, which kind of has to do with death abusing, the game's supposed to put you back where like you enter the level, but sometimes you can fall through the death plane and go out of bounds, and it can allow you to skip parts of the game. But currently we don't do this in any percent because we can't skip the helmet in Coaster Singer's Part 1. So coming up, we're going to be entering Hedge Maze.
I actually just
and
entered
we're
the
entering Hedge Maze, and this level goes normally until Hedge 2, where we do some stuff to...
And I just entered Hedge 2.
And we do a secret to get a couple extra snacks, because otherwise there aren't enough snacks in the run to finish the game with 850 snacks without having to like backtrack to areas or get umbrella or something stupid like that.
The goal of this run and pretty much any run is not to have any backtracking. This obviously is impossible in 100%. But in most categories, our goal is to go through a run and not have to backtrack at all.
So...
I'm not too sure if it's possible in glitchless though.
Glitchless could.
Alright, I'm doing the secret right now.
So, the secret has approximately 50 snacks, which is actually a pretty good amount because it's one of the most like clustered areas of snacks in the game. So it's a good place to get snacks without losing that much time. And right after this room is where the run just gets broken, and it pretty much shows off all the work that's come to this game in the last year. And the first trick we're going to be doing is called Skull Cliff Skip. Except, instead of using it to skip Skull Cliff, we used it to skip Hedge Maze by doing Skull Cliff backwards.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, the name is Skull Cliff Skip, yet we go through Skull Cliff, so...
And another thing about Xbox and PS2 that are different is that it can't do clips fast enough. Like GC can pretty much get an insta-clip through a gate or a wall almost 50% of the time. While PS2 and Xbox can do it maybe about 5% of the time, which is also something that makes GC faster than Xbox. Because there's two clips we have to do in the run, which is the one that we're doing right now, which is Skull Cliff Skip, and one at the very end of the run, which is called Mastermind Clip, which skips the first part of the final boss fight.
Alright, so I'm just gonna explain. I'm doing Skull Cliff Skip right now, I'm just gonna explain it.
Show your controller to like
Do you want to explain how I'm doing it?
Sure.
I don't have a camera on right now.
Alright, so Skull Cliff Skip, it works where this game, it doesn't fully block off like areas like behind this gate right here. So So you can just, because the invisible wall is so thin, Gooby can essentially run into the wall at a specific angle, and he can start clipping through it, and then clip through far enough so that the game thinks you're on the other side of the gate, and it opens the gate, and you can just run right through into Misbehaving 1.
And that's where I'm at right now.
So in Misbehaving 1, we're just gonna get all the snacks here, but it's best to avoid the keys, because otherwise we have to watch a cutscene, which wastes about 5 to 6 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So,
And also,
Alright, yeah, just so you know.
I was gonna
go
say
ahead.
also you want to make sure when you get to the gate at the beginning of Misbehaving 1, you have to like hit it fast enough so that you don't hit the 15-second cutscene there either.
I had a run that was like my best run ever that did that, and I still almost PB'd.
Ugh.
You guys are gonna make sure that you hold down the run button throughout this
Which
run.
is on GameCube, it's the R button. On Xbox and Xbox 360, it's like the R or R2 button, and it should be the exact same on PS2 also.
Yeah, PlayStation 2 is the
Just so you know,
R1.
the run button is different than the sprint button, which I never knew, like, when I was younger. And you only want to use sprint at certain times. You don't want to always use sprint, but you always want to be holding down run,
And
even when you're
something
sprinting.
to do with sprinting is the less sprints you can use to cover a distance, the better. Because every time you start a sprint, it slows you down. Every time you enter a sprint, it slows you down. So you don't want to like keep doing them rapid or in just like a very short distance. It can be better just to like run through it and not sprint, because it can be slower. Which kind of provides you some interesting like movement and stuff, because there's some places where you have to like try to get the most out of a run as possible, or a sprint as possible to cover the max amount of distance.
Alright, just so you know, I'm going through Skull Cliff 4 right
Which
now.
is the longest and the most boring level, and pretty much you have to play through it perfectly to make a cycle at the very end of the room.
To be honest, I did pretty bad and I still made cycle. But I think I actually got second cycle. But it was right there when I showed up, so that was fine.
And I don't know if we did it here, but you can also do this little thing to get up in the Skull Cliff 4 secret early and get like 11 extra.
Yeah, I did that.
So you can get 11 extra snacks through that, which is pretty beneficial because you're not losing any time by doing it, as long as you can make the cycle to the next moving platform in time.
Baz, do you want to explain the thing that I just did on my end? Where you jump off the edge, to get to that one platform at the very end of the level?
So, that jump, it looks pretty hard, but once you get the timing down, it's actually pretty easy. But you have to space out the jumps, like pressing A, not like spam it. And you have to make sure that the platform's pretty much down at its lowest, so that you can make it onto that platform. And you have to make sure not to get caught up by the strings, otherwise you die and lose like 30 seconds, 45. So, we're gonna be in Skull Cliff 3. This level is probably one of the worst rooms in any percent besides Little Lava Forge 1. Because you have to do some jumps from these moving platforms here. That can be really risky, annoying, you can die on them multiple times, and lose a lot of time.
Alright, I just entered Skull Cliff 1.
So, Skull Cliff 1, this was the biggest problem when we were looking at Hedge skip, because a lot of people didn't think that this platform that we get on at the beginning of this level would be moving, so we didn't think we'd be able to get to the end of the level. But it turns out that if you enter a room backwards, everything's already loaded as if you'd already been into the room. So that's really good for that.
And make sure when you're doing Skull Cliff 1 that you run fast enough, so you skip the cutscene at the beginning of the level. And as you can see there, I just fell off the edge. So you want to jump right away when you get into Hill 3.
Yeah, that's something else. This is probably the slowest part of the run, at the beginning of Hill 3. Because you just have to pretty much jump. You don't get to dash, you don't get to do anything. And this is also the room where we get the helmet invention, which is one of the other inventions that we need to beat the Mastermind at the end of the run. And you'll see here, our snack count's already up pretty high. It should be around 700, 750-ish by the time you finish this room. But that's only because there's other snack gates that we have to hit. Like, we have to hit a 450 snack gate in Fishy, Scooby-Doo Part 4, and a 500 snack gate in Curse Through Some Ghosts Part 3.
I accidentally just died.
And this game has pretty much been, like, routed to death by a couple people. So this route is pretty much as optimized as we think it's gonna get, unless we can find a new skip. So
Yeah, we found pretty much all of the skips we've been looking for, except for like Fishy skip.
yeah, so
Consistent Fishy skip, I
we're
should say.
about to enter Fishy Scooby-Doo. There's a theoretical skip, and there's a couple ideas to skip it that could be useful. But the current like method that we could do of skipping it is by getting the key in Mystery Machine 1 early to get into Hedge Maze early, which in turn would allow us to break the boxes in Curse and Ghost Part 1 to get the key. And the problem is...
Alright, now what I just did there... alright. Well, I just def abused to get back to the beginning of the level.
And so... the problem right now is that we can't get all the keys in the boxes without helmet. And the best we can do is getting 3 out of the 4 keys. Which is really heartbreaking because we're so close to getting the skip, but we can't.
At the moment?
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to do Galoshes.
So, this is Galoshes skip. It was found by Valerie at the very beginning of the year. I think maybe early March, late February, which is when this game really started being like cracked wide open.
Alright, now, you're supposed to have the sticky shoes, the galoshes, before you can get through here, and then break these barrels to get into the cannery. But what we can do is we can jump on this barrel here, and then we can jump over, and we can jump, like, sort of above the little crane thing, and I'll show you exactly where it is. This is the invisible wall. It goes all the way up and down here. And it's kind of like right above this. It's a little bit wide, and you got to make sure that you land on that. And what you're doing is you're landing on it, and then you're going to the other side like that.
And
So I'm just gonna do it right quick.
the way to do this is pretty much to be like holding down until you get around the corner of the building, then start holding right and timing your jumps kinda well. It's not that hard to do, but at first it can kind of be tricky.
I'm in Fishy, by the way.
And you'll probably notice we like abbreviate all the names of the level because the game developers decided let's make the level name as long and drawn out as possible. You just pretty much say like one word, and we all know what they mean.
Alright, now I'm gonna be doing Fishy too, but I'm not really gonna be doing like optimal strats, I don't think.
Yeah, if you want to see an optimal strat video, there's one on my channel, which is Random Plate, and it's pretty much saves 10 seconds over what he's going to be doing here. This strat's more of just kind of a baby strat, and it's not that hard. But the hard thing about the other strat is that there's this fish, and it can hit you and make you lose a lot of time. Like, it pretty much loses like 30 to 40 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So, and I don't know if we're gonna do this in the next series, but there's a little platform skip that I had accidentally done once, and then my brother was like, hey, if we just mash A, we can get up there fast enough so we can skip the cycles, and you'll see it hopefully done in the next room. Though, the problem is with it, is that it's more precise now, because we used to not go down on the floor, so you have to like wait, and you have to time you jumps, instead of jumping pretty much right away when you get to the edge of the platform.
Alright, just so you know if you're watching this video, these strats are actually very, very, very bad. I messed up a lot, and I did like a weird backups. Yeah, these are very unoptimal strats, so take a look at one of Baz's videos if you want to see the optimal.
Pretty much finishing up Fishy. It's not that great of a level. It's really annoying. It's boring. No one likes it. But something we have to suffer through until we find a skip for it. And that also goes for pretty much the next like 10 rooms you go into. It's literally just doing what the game wanted you to do. So.
There is an early cycle that you can get in Fishy 3, but I did not get it. Only saves a bit of time. If you get like the super good cycle on it though, you can save quite a lot of time.
So, this point in the run is about halfway through the run from what we can guess. Though it also depends on how you are like at the beginning game and the early game. But I'm pretty sure for most of us, this has about been the halfway point for any of our runs that have finished with video skips.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that the hardest part of this run is literally right at the very end.
Actually, there's actually there's like 3 hard tricks you have to do right at the very end. We used to do it with like Umbrella, but because we found the skip for it, we can't do them with Umbrella. So, it's a lot more precise and not as fun and easy as before.
Alright, and I'm leaving Fishy now.
And
Oh wait, no I'm not. I gotta go get the extra snacks around here.
And the optimal snack count out of Fishy Clues is somewhere between 975 and 985 before you hit the snack gate. So.
Oh, I have no idea what I was at. I'm at like 540
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
good, then. And now we're entering even more boringness, where in one of these next rooms, you can die right before you finish a kind of quick secret early thing, and lose a lot of time. Or you can die level and lose even more time, because the flying fish in this game are poorly programmed, and they're programmed to hate you. So
Just so you know, Spooky's in the chat and he said hi. Alright, I'm entering Coast 1.
And so pretty much what we did in that last room is we just used the trampoline to get up to a one-way exit to the mystery machine. That is useless because it's a one-way exit.
Alright, I'm gonna do Death Abuse here. It's not really Death Abuse, it's more of a cutscene skip. And it saves time by skipping a long cutscene they would have to watch otherwise.
And something you can do off like that brown panel that he jumped on, is you can jump straight from that to the bag of fish, so that you can save some frames from like having to jump a couple extra times.
Yeah, Spooky, you should join the voice chat later for when we do the all tokens tutorial.
All tokens is the best category, by the way.
Old any percent's cool too. Alright, so we're breaking these boxes. There's a more optimal way to do it, but I obviously didn't do it.
So there's a couple things you can do in the boom post-use ghost part 2, and you can use them to skip cycles where the boxes fall down, and you can just get the boxes like all in one jump. And it saves, if you can get both of them, which is actually too much for me, it saves about 20 seconds, which is actually pretty good in a run.
Yeah, I unfortunately am never able to pull that off. So I just wait one box at a time pretty much. Not too much slower, but obviously if you're going for a really low time, it's important.
And that's also one of the reasons why GC is faster than Xbox, because Xbox can't do the cycle skip, so it just loses 20 seconds right there for no reason. And another problem is that Xbox can't do this part with boats. We call them toast boats. It's probably like, it used to be one of the worst parts of the run, because you can easily die on them. And so, like, you can't do them forward, so you have to do them backwards, and it just wastes more time than you really need to.
Alright, I'm entering which way now?
And in going down which way, we use little things to get up to, and entrance to Lighthouse 2 and exit, like, an exit from Lighthouse 2 and an entrance to Lighthouse 3 early, which gives us some extra snacks, which help out with final snack totals.
Alright, so pretty much you have to jump onto the ledge of this rock. You jump. Oh. You gotta jump, like, straight ahead off the rock.
Yeah, and you can also kind of get that stuck animation that he's getting. Or you can just fall
Yeah,
out
I
of
do.
bounds and die. And it's just pretty much what I like to try to do is I like to try to jump like to the left whenever I get stuck, and that normally helps me get it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with this, so it might take a while. Alright, there we go.
I didn't know it was back in coast, but did you want to explain like the getting hit by the fish thing to get over to the boats?
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, yeah.
getting hit by the fish thing was something I found because I can never get on the initial fish net, but this saves about half a second over that. So, we pretty much all use it now. I think except for Cooper doesn't use it, but I mean, it's really easy. You get hit by the fish, and then you can walk on water for a couple seconds, and then you get jump over to the boats.
Pretty much how it works is when the fish hits you, you get invincibility frames for a few seconds. Like, I'll just demonstrate here. If I get hit by this star monster, I start flashing, and I can't get hurt by him again for a few seconds. And you use those few seconds of invincibility to walk on the water, which you're able to do. And then that's how you get across water. You gotta be careful though not to stay on the water for too long, otherwise you'll
I
die.
don't do that. Definitely not. I do it all the time. It's great. And so right now we're going to Lighthouse 3. I know Lighthouse 3, Lighthouse 2. 1. I'm stupid. And there's a lot of snacks in this room. And it's also where the Super Smashes. And that's the last dimension we eat at the beginning. And pretty much it's just straightforward. Get the boxes, take that back in, because the Super Smash in the kind of light bulb thing, and you just run around. It doesn't matter if you need to get pretty much forward. And something that's fun to do, or try to do, is to like clip off the monsters by pressing B on the frame you hit them. And that's actually useful in cheap percent because fast. And you may hear us like referencing other categories and tricks they do in them. It's because a lot of parts of 80% are really bland and boring. And so what he did was he just jumped off the inside of that thing to get into Lighthouse 2.
Yeah, with what you were saying about pushing B again, like, if you hit B, like, at a very precise moment when you hit a monster, it allows you to run immediately after you hit a monster. And it's
Like
nice
you don't get that animation where Scooby's knocked on the ground and has to get up.
Yeah, that was
Pretty much.
Like I accidentally found. I was like messing around and doing monsters and stuff. And for some reason I was like, oh, I can clip through, and then I can't control.
It's not gonna destroy a run if you don't get it, but it's only helpful. It like saves maybe like a second.
Yeah,
not
it's like
even,
a second
half
or two, maybe even.
Alright, so here I am in Lighthouse. I'm gonna go over to Shock.
And shock is there's a category called warpless, and pretty much you have to go through shock in the dock a bunch of times because it kind of leads to everywhere you need to go in the run now. So, yeah.
Hang on one sec, guys.
Basically, by using
Alright,
this secret passage where you smash in the floor again in shock on the dock, you skip another snack gate that's 300, I believe.
No, it's 500.
500.
It's terrible, 100%. Because if you hit it, the run's over because you can't have enough snacks to hit the skull cliff snack gate.
I know, that's like my least favorite
Yeah,
part of Hundo.
There's
Seriously.
like a snack right by the snack gate, and pretty much you have to get the snack without triggering the warp gate, which really sucks. And so it's also a theoretical thing you can do to get into this room at the very beginning of the run. You get super smashed right away by going backwards to where that snack gate is, and essentially getting the super smash early. And, yeah. Now we're about to get.
However, we haven't done it yet.
We're
So.
about to get to the worst skip in the game. Actually, pretty much the three.
Oh no.
We're about to get to the three worst skips in the game. They're called Shaggy Skip, Redbeard Skip, and Gringo Skip.
A Shaggy skip's not bad.
Well, it kind of is.
It can be.
But pretty much all of the people that right now you're listening to during the tutorial, we've all only been speedrunning this game for pretty much a time since all these glitches were found. And we've all pretty much contributed to the community in finding glitches and just finding little strats to help bring the time down a lot.
I just want to explain a few things. So the Shaggy skip that I just did is you have to jump along this right side wall, and then if you get on a certain invisible ledge, you can jump up to the top there and grab that key, and that skips needing to get Shaggy for the key. You can just walk into this room, and it's really important that you run fast enough so you can hit the this clue thing, the hint thing. I did not get that, so I had to watch the cutscene. But if you hit it, you actually can move during the cutscene, and I'll save a little bit of time. Alright, so now I'm gonna do Redbeard skip.
So this skip, it used to be pretty easy with Umbrella, but now it's a lot harder because we can't use Umbrella.
Yeah, pretty much you're not supposed to be able to get up to the top of this part until you have the soap, which is the very last invention in the game. Because bats show up as soon as you get the soap, ironically enough. So then you're able to get to the top.
Which is why you never use...
However, what we can do is we can skip needing the soap.
Which is why you never use cheat codes to practice Redbeard skip. Because the bats get in the way.
I don't even know... Why do we call this Redbeard skip? Why don't we just call it soap skip?
Well, it really skips Redbeard.
It also skips soap.
And
Hey, we can skip Umbrella with it too.
pretty much,
Alright, I'm at GGS.
I promise that
It's
Redbeard
pretty much
skip,
just an everything
it
skip.
looks like RNG, but it isn't. Don't worry. Now, Gringo skip is RNG, so it sucks. And pretty much what we're doing here is we're jumping up this updraft without Umbrella, which you usually need Umbrella for. And by the way, that Redbeard skip was found by Foggerman pretty much, I think, the exact same day that we found Galoshes skip. And this is the newest skip, which is found by me, Bezalian, just a couple weeks ago, and it really sucks. And there's no optimal way to do it yet.
I almost got it. Pretty much, you want to jump up to 3 different platforms. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but the one I'm jumping up to right now, that's one.
And then
You might want to jump on like a tiny platform before you jump up to that first one to give you a little boost.
Yeah, and the third platform, what you have to do to hit it, you have to time your jump almost perfectly. So you have to like do A, so that you can hit it, and then you have to hurry up, because otherwise you can like fall off of it. And then you can jump backwards and then forward a little to get up to that gray part.
But you almost can't start jumping on the third one too soon, because otherwise your head will hit the platform.
And you fall.
And as you can see, this trick is definitely the most difficult. And so, other tricks that we're using this run, like Skull Cliff Skip, that was found by Spooky Speedruns in August. And then the Hedge Skip part of it wasn't discovered until November, which is kind of strange because it looks really obvious.
Now, I think it would still be more optimal if we found a way to clip through the fence in Hill or Hedge 1.
No, because that skips way too many snacks. So, doing it through Skull Cliff gives us enough snacks that we can hit this 850 snack gate.
Yeah, I suppose we are very tight on snacks in this show. Although there are quite a few snacks in Fishy that we do skip. Alright, yeah, this might take me like 10 minutes, just saying.
And as hard as it is, the really good thing about the Gringo skip is if you can get it like in a decent amount of time, it can save like 10 minutes or like 4 to 5 with extra snack collecting.
Yeah, if we didn't have to collect any snacks, this trick would save 9 minutes on my best segment, but for most of the segments I get and what other people get, it's about 10 to 11 minutes, which is a really good save for a game that's so short. And they managed to bring the any percent time down from 35 minutes to almost under 30 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much the sad thing about any percent is your whole entire run is almost dependent on this one skip alone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us can attest here that we've all lost a good run to this skip.
Oh, yes.
I lost a semi-bad run to this skip.
I had a run, it was gonna be the first run with the skip, and I got it, and I died doing the next skip, so I had to redo the skip, and I got it again, and then I died on the final boss, so I didn't even PB.
Shit.
Don't worry guys,
This is where I would just use a cheat code and get up to the top, but
we will get this eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes a lot of hard work and practice.
A bit of luck.
A bit. Doing ghosts is the one thing that's good about this. If you can get this fast enough, pretty much you take all of the luck out of the game. There used to be a boss that this trick skips that pretty much could ruin your entire run. Like, it's almost the same as this. You do a run, you get 30 minutes into the run, and the run dies because the Gringo skips you like 8 million attacks and you lose like a year. So it is pretty much this. The alternative is still killing your run at the very end.
the difference is skill. Like, before it was just luck and anyone can do it, but this one is complete
And
skill.
it's skill
You have to
and
be skilled
luck.
to get it. Alright, I just got up onto the platform.
Alright, don't
Yay!
feel bad.
Let's hope I can get the bad jump.
And so the thing about bat jump is I pretty much time it so that whenever the bat's starting to come out from under that platform is when I jump onto it. And it pretty much you should jump on it into the very middle of the room. So
Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. Alright, I made the jump.
okay, so we're in there. Now hopefully he doesn't fail electricity skip, which is even worse than it's really bad if you fail it. So do not want to fail this skip.
Alright, I made the first jump onto the blue thing. Alright, I made it to the button.
And so pretty much now, the run's pretty much over with tricks, except for the Mastermind phase 1 skip.
Alright, I am at 1 health though, so if I get hit by these blue guys, I'm dead. So I'm gonna try to lure him over here. Because I don't want to go through that again. Alright, and once you enter Lab 2, you're guaranteed to make it to the end of the run. Alright, so I just entered. Alright, now something I haven't really explained during this run is at the very beginning of each level, you'll want to run in the direction that you're supposed to go. Because that'll give you an extra head start into the level before the level fully like shows up and stuff.
Because whenever the loading goes away, you can just start running, and it will still count you as running because the game's loaded, even though there's a black screen there still.
Yeah, and it'll save some time.
That adds up.
Like if there's like a cutscene, it'll just save a little bit of time because you're running a little bit before it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is it's called the Lab 3 skip. It's gonna skip me having to go through Lab 3 and getting over to this upper platform. I'm just gonna do it by invisible wall jumping. There's 2 different ways to do this trick. I'll just show like every way I know of. You can jump up here, like on this little black blob thing, and then you can jump up to this platform. You can jump up, like you run up the stairs and you jump like onto this crack thing, and then you jump over. Let me try to get that actually.
And something that's really fun about this game is if, let's say you can't like do a trick one way, there's almost always another way to do it. And probably unbeknownst to Holy, we just found a new way pretty much to do this skip. Because I always thought we needed Super Smash, but you managed to do it without Super Smash.
Wait, you always thought we needed Super
Well,
Smash
for
for this?
the new way. It's like easier.
Oh. Well, I like to jump on the little black blob here. Or purplish blob. The very top of it. And get up there.
And
Alright, so either way, however you do it, you get up to the top here, right? And if you're short on snacks, there's like 5 snacks here. You just want to make sure you're at 850. There's different snacks that you can collect throughout there if you're short. And depending on how many snacks you have, like you may want to collect them or you may not want to. But once you get to 850 snacks, you don't want to spend time getting any more. Ideally, you'll be at exactly 850 snacks by the time you hit the gate.
you always have like 1 or 2 extra snacks or something. It doesn't matter. Here he has like 24 extra because he was just kind of showing all the snacks you can pretty much get in the run. So. And this room with Shaggy is, I just recently found a little skip in it that's useful in 100% and cheap percent because you need the soap which we skip in this run. And it saves like.
Oh, I forgot about the I forgot about doing this room without umbrella. Yeah, you gotta make sure you use Super Smash for extra distance, or Sonic Smash.
Okay, so that's something else. I don't know if Summer wants to explain this, but anytime you jump, pretty much, if you use Super Smash, you can go farther, so it allows us to do some jumps. Like longer jumps.
And because of it, we can skip stuff. Alright, so now I'm in Mastermind 2. So, ironically enough, this is going to be my first speedrun with GGS. Alright, so right away you want to... Yeah, I failed it. If you fail, you can just die. Alright, so right away when you show up, you want to jump over here, and then smash, and then jump, and smash, and that'll get you over here. And then you want to make your way over... Instead of going over to the button here and entering that way, you want to make your way over here. And you want to just start running right in between the corner. Oh, wow, I clipped way too early. I would show that, but I kind of already clipped through it. Yeah, that was a really fast clip. You want to go right in between the rail and the wall. And then, what actually happens is if you revisit Mastermind 2 after you beat the game, like, the same thing will happen. So to trigger the fight, because it doesn't expect you to be in the room right now, you just have to hit both the buttons. And what it'll do is it'll skip the first cutscene, and it will also skip the first wave, so the second wave shows up, and you just continue the fight like normal. Difference here is there's no music, there's no boss music. It just plays like the regular Mystic Manor theme here.
And this saves about 25 seconds if done like perfectly optimal, which almost never happens because we almost never get the clip perfectly on time. So
yeah, make sure you hit the buttons, unlike what I did. Forgot to hit the buttons. Alright, and there's also a weird glitch that can happen on PlayStation 2, where once you knock the Mastermind into electricity, like the game like pauses, and it doesn't allow you to, like, it'll just like freeze and it won't register for a long time. But in GameCube, it's not the case.
no, on Xbox
It'll teleport down.
360, the game freezes and Mastermind has to spawn, which is like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Another difference in PS2 is that the Mastermind spawns right on the ground right away, which could be the reason why he doesn't register right away when you knock him into electricity. Alright, and that's time as soon as he hits the electricity, and it shows him like moving his arms and stuff, and all the enemies dying, and that's the run.
And as a little blooper, all people that don't think he exists, rather he's gonna say something.
Alright, well, I just muted the sound on the game. Can let the final cutscene play out. You guys have anything to add about the run?
And that was my brother. There's a lot of people in this community that don't believe he exists, but there you go. This guide is pretty much the most optimal route you're gonna get. You can skip snacks, obviously. I'm gonna guess Holy did, and we all do. Just make sure that we get exactly 850 when we get to the end.
And don't follow this run, like, if you're looking, like, to learn the route. This is just kind of a general idea.
Yeah.
This is just, like, an overall route. But if you want, like, specific level routing and snack routing, you're going to want to watch Baz's World Record.
Or, also, if you want, like, even just, like, an individual room or level or something, just ask one of us, and we can always make you, like, some specific video of everything that's going on in that room or level. And it's not that much of a hassle.
If you go into the speedrunning website, speedrun.com, you go into the forum section. There's a post called Discord, and you can join our Discord chat. And we have a lot of people, or a lot of helpful people in there that can help you with anything you're having trouble with, especially with a lot of skips. Some of them can be really difficult to do, like for your first time.
Skip.
Especially, I mean, I even had a lot of trouble back when I was first learning Galoshes skip, so
I got Galoshes skip my third try ever, so. Alright, I think this is about
Nice.
it for the any percent tutorial. If anything changes, we'll update the tutorial or even make a new one. So, this has been Bazalian.
Yeah. I am Holy Sanctum.
Summer Sunset?
And this is the Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights any percent guide.
And if you see in the title that it's out of date, that means that it's out of date. If it doesn't say it, then that means that it's pretty much up to date. But if there's any major skips that are found, we'll be sure to update the video.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, so thank you for watching.